Ahead of a new season, I'm going to be walking 37 miles in 3 days, visiting every Premier League club in London to find out what Arsenal are up against this season from our closest rivals, and more importantly, to raise money for Prostate Cancer UK. Sponsor me and save lives. Keep on my channels for more and watch this space.
Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Lee Judges with me. We've just beaten by Leverkusen 4-1 at the Emirates. Lee, seems like you brought all your fans with you today, so you got a good reception. Come doing your fan cam.
Brilliant.
Let's go straight into the game and listen. By Leverkusen, very good side. You know, they were deemed as invincibles. You know, return of Xhaka and all that, but we made them look very basic today. What do you take?
I don't know what to make of it really. I thought we was outstanding. Some of the goals today were brilliant.
People would say it's only pre-season.
Well, yeah, and that's what you have to say. You know, you don't know where they are in the text of their pre-season when their season starts and everything like that.
But you didn't see many youngsters from them come on, so they're quite a strong side.
No, listen, you have to say how it is. We played really, really well. I had a little thing. I've got to do a show tomorrow where I'm sort of saying, "Oh, do we need a striker?" Well, I'm going to get home and rip that up now. I don't really know. You know, I do feel we need a striker, but when we play like that, score 4-1, you know, against a really, really top side, do we need it? The first 2-3 goals, by the way, were the first goal from Zinchenko. Like a lot of people criticise Zinchenko, but that's what he's here for. That sort of thing. Unbelievable goal. Trossard. You know, I'm not too sure it's going to be a starter or not. Produced a performance today where you think, well, he's got to start.
Yeah.
And Jesus, well, you know, listen, that goal just shows you if he can. And he's played really, really well in pre-season. Looked really, really sharp. If he can carry it on, do we need a striker? I don't know. It's really, really difficult. I'm looking at it then today, and I'm thinking like, you know, well, midfield may be a little bit short.
Yeah.
And then Thomas Partey comes on and produces a cameo like he does, and you think, well. But listen, at the end of it, whatever happens in the transfer market, I can understand people be disappointed and not disappointed with what we get and what we don't get. We've got to realise that we're a very, very good team.
Yeah. And
we're only like one win away from winning the league last season, and it's just that little bit to get us over. Now, I don't know if that is a striker or a midfield player or whatever, but when I watch them today, some of the football today, you just drool over.
So does it need upgrade in position someone? Do you say we still need to make another signing? Do you think to get it over the line, or do you think what you've seen today? You sound like we're ready.
I think we need a couple of signings just to
a couple.
Yeah, just like without being horrible to Eddie and Nelson. I think that they're probably going to go, and we need to just replace them with better quality. And that's going to be hard to do because you're asking players to come in and say, well, be squad players. I don't know. I think, you know, listen, I remember, you know, you have to say, look, it's a lot harder to bring in players now when the squad and the team's really, really good. It's not, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, it was easy to bring in players, you know. But nowadays, it's, you know, when you look at it, right, well, where can you improve? Really, where can you improve? You go like, well, yeah, well, we may need a goal scorer, but then, you know, just smashed a team that's been unbeaten in the league for over a year, and you just smashed them 4-1. And the stats show, like last season, we was the top goal scorers in the league. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's going to be very, very difficult to improve on the team. But I just think to get us over the line and get us over to the holy grail, so to speak, that perhaps we need to just invest in 1 or 2.
Was this a level up from what you saw in the States from Arsenal?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. We knew it would be as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because we saw the 11. It wasn't like Saka and Jack Rice started on the pitch today.
I know that, but I tell you this, I don't care what anybody says. I watched Bournemouth and I watched Liverpool and I watched Man United. We was vulnerable in every single game, like, you know what I mean? It looks at Saliba comes in, Raya doesn't make a save. Does not make a save in that first half, you know what I mean? Like Liverpool were running right over his first 20 minutes. Not when he's in the back, you know. Him and Gabriel, once they're back, like, you know, and then all of a sudden, they score. Where's Saliba and where's Gabriel?
Yeah,
they're not on the pitch. Yeah, so it just shows you like the levels of you got. Them two will make us a lot more sounder. And I'm just sitting here, you know, like, you know, Man United had a couple of good chances against us. I think Hines was busier than in 3 games. He made more saves than what Raya. Like, Raya ran out to make a save. He does when the other players come on. So listen, I think from defensively we're with them 2 guys. The only problem that I will say, and I've said it and I keep saying it, is that Saliba now is going to have a minimum like 11 games more than what he had last season. And I'll tell you why that is, like 4 more Champions League games. And every time France play, he's going to be the main man now, where like last season for France, he was getting a rest because he wasn't playing. So he's going to be playing now. And I fear that it's going to be, you know, you're asking a kid to play every single minute last season and then do it again. And when you watch him play today, you realise how much better we are when he's in the team. So good. So, you know, like Timber, I think, picks up a little knock.
Yeah, weight bearing injury, they're saying. Were you disappointed not to see Calafiori? Because in the States, we was I said to Arteta if we would see him. Disappointed not to see him?
Yeah, like, I think you always want to see your new signs, but like, I'm in that boat of you don't need to rush them.
Yeah.
So, and at the end of the day, he's going to struggle getting in this side at this moment in time. You know, where people keep going, where's he going to play? Oh, is he going to play left back? Well, you know, Miles Skelly done a very, very good job there today. Very good. Like, no, that's been the greatest thing about the tour so far and coming here today. The youngsters have really stepped up. Wanyeri again looked good today. Miles Skelly looked very, very comfortable, like, you know, and it's good to see the young kids coming through. So I think that there's definitely a path for Wanyeri. I really do. Like, I think he's going to get minutes.
Would you like to see them in the squad when the season starts, or do you understand that? You know, when the Premier League starts, it's a different kettle of fish.
I think he will be. I think, like, you know, as much as Smith Rowe will get those opportunities, that's why probably Smith Rowe has been released, you know. But yeah, why not? I think like you're not going to win this league with 11 players. It's a squad, and that's what Arsenal have got to build and try and get that squad strong enough to go 4 more games in the Champions League and all the internationals and everything from there.
Okay, lastly, do you think the team are ready? Obviously, without making new signings, you think they're ready to start this? Would you be comfortable with what you've seen today for them to start the Premier League, regardless of more incoming signings, what you've seen performance-wise from the players we have so far?
Yeah, of course, you know what I mean? Last season we was fantastic. Let's not forget that. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, we only lost 1 game like since January, and that was against Villa. So when people turn around and say we need a striker, like Kai Havertz done a fantastic job towards the end of the season. I've got no problem. And I don't care if they bring in a centre forward of 80 million, I'll guarantee you the first game of the season Kai Havertz starts. So I don't think we've got too much to worry about. All I'm worried about is like the squad rotation and the things like that. When you're leaving out a couple of players and bringing them in, they've got to be at the same sort of ilk. If you look on the left-hand side, you can either play Trossard, Martinelli. No one's going to argue which one you play. You go down the middle, Jesus and Havertz. They're coming in a goal score. You go on to the right-hand side, Saka and who? Then you've got a problem. Then in midfield, if Thomas Partey stays fit all season, you ain't got a problem.
Yeah.
But there's a big if on that, and the record shows that ain't there. At the back now, I think there's not too much. And the goalkeeping situation, I don't know what's going to happen, but if there was anything to happen to Ray, you've got Ramsdale. So it's just 1 or 2 areas to just strengthen that squad, and we're ready to go.